Hello, and welcome to my tutorial on using the URI databases. Today, we're going to use one specific database, and I'm going to show you a few tips on how to narrow things down so you can find relevant articles for your papers. But before we begin, I'd like to ask the question, what search terms would you use to search a database for an assignment? Let's say you were asked to compose a paper choosing a topic on discussing the relationship between race and class. Right off the bat, I would think about using terms like poverty, income, educational level, politics, as all of those things have an effect on both race and class. So, let's give it a try. If we navigate to the URI library website, we can look at the databases the library has to offer by clicking on Articles and Databases, just below the search bar in the middle of the screen. From this page, we're going to select a general database that can be used not just for this class, but for other classes. Academic Search Complete. On the next screen, you should see a page with 3 search bars on the top and search options just below that. But before we begin our search, I'd like to explain the Boolean search terms up above. When you search for "and," it acts as a way to narrow your search. For instance, caffeine and sleep, deforestation and rainforests, Barack Obama and Affordable Care Act would all bring up searches that only have both of those terms in them. So, let's try it for our topic. Let's try race and educational level. It brings up a search that has just over 1,000 hits. Let's say your professor said she only wanted peer-reviewed articles. So on the left, we can select academic journals under source types. But we still have over 1,000 hits. So let's narrow things down even further by looking at the subject terms on the left-hand side. If we look for the one that we want to use, let's try economic aspects. On the next screen, we'll notice that everything is listed by date, with the newer items appearing first. So, if we go to the date newest here, and we select by relevance, that should sort things out a little bit. Right off the bat, we notice the first few articles aren't what we're looking for. But I wouldn't give up, so let's keep looking down. This 5th one down shows promise, so let's take a look at the abstract. Great, it looks like it's an article that we might be interested in using. Let's keep scrolling down. The 7th one, right here, might be another one that we might be interested in using, as it shows family income, educational attainment, and race ethnicity, with the husband and wife ratio over a period of time. This might be helpful for explaining things for your paper. So now we have a few papers that we can look at. So let's try another search. This time, we're going to use the OR function. When we use this function, it searches for everything in the database that has both search terms. For instance, apples or oranges, sleep or caffeine, George W. Bush or the Iraq War. So, for our topic, let's use the terms poverty or income. Wow, over 300,000 hits. But this is a good chance to see what comes up for our subjects on the side. Take a look. It says economic aspects, which is exactly the same term we had for our last search. And it's a little bit better with just under 5,000. Let's say we want to narrow it down even more. So let's go back to the subject menu on the side and see what we have. Let's select United States because we're exclusively looking for how poverty and class affect race in this country. Here we go, right away. Might be something worth looking at. So as I'm reading the abstract and I look at the search terms, I notice socioeconomics and race discrimination. Those seem to be two terms that I happen to see quite consistently in our searches. So why don't we try using them, using the AND function. This way, we can find both search terms in the next search. On the next page, there might be a few more articles that we're interested in. After we hit academic journals on the side, to narrow things down, let's take a look. Here we go. This fourth one, it talks about drugs. Or the seventh one, which talks about class mobility. I think we found a couple of good articles that we could use for our paper. Don't forget, we can go up to the top and take a look at our search history to see what we used in each of our searches. So, to review, first, you can use the AND function to narrow down a search. You can also use the OR function to broaden a search. Second, you can filter the search by narrowing it down by source type and the subject box, both on the left-hand side. Third, you can sort out your searches by date or relevance. And fourth, sometimes you need to try different combinations of search terms, Boolean language, and filters to find the articles you're looking for. You're not always going to find it on the first try, so keep at it, and you'll find great content. Now it's your turn. Pause this video and try using the search function with this example below. If you need help, you can always visit the Carruthers Library to speak with a librarian, or you can chat with someone or email us. Thank you for watching this presentation.